Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Call Mathaji. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mathaji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharika Mathaji. This is Kaumudaki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Komadiki Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. I mean, you're playing Srila Prabhupada chanting for all of us early morning, mid-morning, and you're chanting. Thank you so much, Mataji. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. This is Uma Pratap from India.
Hare Krishna, Uma Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and, chanting whenever it is your turn. When you're chanting Bhagavad Gita verses, it's very sweet to hear your voice, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Yeah, I think Mataji is there on the call. We'll start the recording here. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Antaranga Tulasi Mathaji to enlighten us on the topic of Chaitanya Bhagavath Mdhya khanda, chapter 4, 53 to 64 verses. Before I hand over the call to Mathaji, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. 18th October. It is not in my hands. Krishna Balaram. I want association of Vaishnava. You are all pure Vaishnavas. You have sacrificed everything, material comforts for Krishna's sake. That is Vaishnava. Vrindavan, October 18, 1977. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Antaranga Tulasi Mathaji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mathaji, for coming on the call and giving your sweet association. We are always very eager to hear from you, Mathaji. I now hand over the call to you, Mathaji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, my respectful obeisances to all the present devotees. I am very, very happy to be back in Bhakti Sanga Group, in the association of all of you wonderful devotees, to discuss the wonderful literature given to us by Vrindavan Das Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavath. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Mathaji. Thank you to the whole group. We'll begin by reciting the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ajana Lambita Bhujao Kanakavadhatau Sankirtane Kapitarao Kamalaya Dakshau Vishwamharo Dvijavaro Yugadharmapalo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Manchakalpatarubhyascha Prapasntabhyeva Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamini Pranamini Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kurubudayane Gaurakatha Damodaya Navaradramatadine. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to read from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavath Madhya Leela, chapter 4, text 53 onwards. So first, when I was given this, when Mathaji messaged me and sent me this section and I read it, the first thought that came to me was, as I was reading the section, I was realizing, I was feeling that, and I wanted to share this before we start the class. First thing I wanted to share with all of you was this realization that I had, that how fortunate are each one of us to hear Chaitanya Bhagavath. So this section that we are dealing, which is going on for the past few days for all of you, Chaitanya Bhagavath Madhya Khanda, chapter 3, chapter 4, it discusses the meeting of Sri Guaranga and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. It's one of the most beautiful, most significant section in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the flow of Chaitanya Bhagavath literature. Some pastimes and some sections are like turning points in the pastimes of the Lord. They are such significant pastimes, and this is one such pastime. And when we read the wonderful emotion, the transcendental ecstasy, the beauty of Sri Gausundar and Nitai when they meet each other, the beauty of their transcendental body, the ecstasy that they both feel when they meet each other, the reaction and the happiness of the devotees around them, the entire Navadvip Dham's environment when both of them meet Krishna. No one but Vrindavan Das Thakur can describe it so beautifully. And as I was reading it, I was thinking, how fortunate are all of us to be able to gain access to this kind of description. First of all, we are very thankful to have taken birth in this Kali Yuga at this time, because Lord Chaitanya appears only once in a day of Brahma, which is a very, very rare time, which is very, very rare time frame. And we are all fortunate to be born at that time when just 430 years ago, the Lord has finished his pastimes, and we are able to now access the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. And we are born at this time when, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON has spread all over the world, and because of that, we got connected. We are thankful to each and every Acharya in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, beginning from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, up to Srila Prabhupada and our individual spiritual masters. We are extremely grateful to all of them. Without the invaluable contribution of each and every of these Acharya, we would not be, it would not be possible for us to be sitting in each of our places in different parts of the world, sitting together and hearing Chaitanya Bhagavath. Srimad Bhagavatam describes the pastimes of Sri Krishna, and Chaitanya Bhagavath is not different from Srimad Bhagavatam. It describes the pastimes of Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya. The same Vyasadeva who compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, he appeared as Vrindavan Das Thakur just to compile another Bhagavatam which describes the pastimes of Sri Gaur Sundar. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami glorifies Vrindavan Das Thakur. Says Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kahe Veda Vyas, Chaitanya Lilara Vyas Vrindavana Das. Vrindavan Das Thakur is the Vyasdev of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. He wrote everything in the form of Chaitanya Bhagavath. And Kaviraj Goswami always takes a very humble position, explaining that Chaitanya Charitamrita is just showing the remnants of what Vrindavan Das Thakur explained. So we are so fortunate to be associated with such a glorious Vaishnava Sampradaya, and by the mercy of all our wonderful, glorious Acharyas, today we are able to relish, we are able to hear such beautiful nectarian pastimes of the Lord, in his most merciful incarnation of Sri Gaurahari, who appeared for us. Gaurahari's mercy itself is so abundant. Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu appeared just to give us the holy name, just to give us Hare Krishna Mahamantra, just to give us the love of Goloka Vrindavan. And we are extremely grateful to all these great personalities, to the Lord in his form as Panchtattva, to the Lord in the form of Acharyas, that because of their mercy, today we are able to hear these wonderful pastimes. Such beautiful section, such beautiful nectarian description Thakur Vrindavan Das has given us of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Especially this section where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets Sri Nityananda Prabhu for the first time. So we'll give I'll give a short, we'll just run through how Nityananda Prabhu first came to Navadvip and how was the meeting. You have all heard it in great detail in the past few days. Different speakers have explained it very wonderfully. We'll just have a short recap and then we'll start with today's verse. So generally, in all incarnations of the Lord, predominantly like Krishna and Balaram, Ram and Lakshmana, in all these pastimes, Sri Nityananda Prabhu or Sri Balaram, he always appears with the Lord. When Krishna appeared, Balaram appeared in the womb of Devaki, was transferred to Rohini, and since Krishna's childhood pastimes, Balaram was always with the Lord. In Lord Ramachandra's pastime also we see he appeared as his younger brother, Lakshman, and he was always there with the Lord since his birth, as they grew up in the exile, always with the Lord. But whereas in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, we find a slight difference where Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip and Nityananda Prabhu is 12 years older to Sri Gaurahari. So he appeared 12 years before, but in a different place. He appeared in Sri Ekachakra Dham, which is in the Gaura Mandala Bhumi. He appeared in Ekachakra Dham and performed his childhood pastimes there. And he did not join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu till Mahaprabhu began his Sankirtan movement. He was not there to witness the childhood pastimes of Sri Gaurahari, the Vidya Leela, the scholastic pastimes of Sri Gaur Sundar. He came only when the Sankirtan movement began. And that was the plan of Nityananda Prabhu too. So what was Nityananda Prabhu doing all that while? From Ekachakra with one sannyasi, he left home and he went for Tirthayatra. He traveled all over the pilgrimage places in India and finally he reached Sri Vrindavan Dham. In Vrindavan Dham, he was spending his time silently and then by the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip Dham, he had gone to Gaya, received initiation from Ishvara Puri and he had come back and he began to reveal himself as a great devotee and he wanted to initiate the Sankirtan movement in the association of the wonderful devotees like Srivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, all of them, Murari Gupta. So in that association he began. And when he began his pastimes, he was eagerly searching for his dear Nityananda. Where is Nitai? Why has Nitai not yet come? My pastimes are incomplete without him. So when Gaur Sundar began to search, Nityananda Prabhu also decided it's time for me to enter Navadvipa. In Chaitanya Bhagavath, before this also we saw in Adi Leela, we saw one more person enter Navadvipa right when it was time for the Sankirtan movement to begin. Not exactly when movement to begin, but to witness the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to assist in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one another Acharya, he was in a different place, he was in Bangladesh, but in Adi Leela he enters. And Vrindavan Das Thakur dedicates an entire chapter first to glorify him, to explain his journey till that time. And that is Srila Haridas Thakur. So Srila Haridas Thakur enters, that is one of the first turning points and most important, significant point in the Sankirtan movement. Haridas Thakur, born in a Muslim family, but accepted by devotees as the greatest Vaishnava, chanting 3 lakh holy names per day, always absorbed in chanting the holy names of the Lord. And it was more or less a revolutionary pastime of Haridas Thakur. It was unheard of that time. Even Brahmanas, they used to have, argument and accepting who is great Brahmana, is he qualified or not. And at such a time when caste system was so rigid, caste Brahmana was so rigid, at that time, personalities like Advaita Acharya, the most revered Brahmana, the most scholarly Brahmana, Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu, most credible among the Brahmanas, they were all greatly revered Brahmanas, and they accepting Haridas Thakur and they worshipping Haridas Thakur. Advaita Acharya gave the first Shraddha plate, which is generally offered to the senior most Brahmana. It is considered as Vishnu plate. Lord Vishnu comes in the form of a Brahmana and accepts the prasadam in that plate. That plate, Advaita Acharya, in front of thousands of Brahmanas, he gave it to Haridas Thakur. So such kind of wonderful pastimes happen, and Haridas Thakur enters Navadvip in such a wonderful situation with the plan of the Lord ahead. He will be helping greatly. He will be setting the example for the entire generation coming ahead, for all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas coming ahead, how to chant the holy name, how devotion is not stopped by any material barriers. Many things Mahaprabhu fulfilled by setting Haridas Thakur as an example. Similarly, second person who enters Navadvip Dham from outside to assist in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, for whom Vrindavan Das Thakur dedicates few chapters to describe his glories, is Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Second person enters from outside. Slowly we see when Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan Andalan is on its peak, all the Vaishnava Acharyas have, all the Acharyas from different parts of India, wherever they were, they all come together. In the end of Madhya Khanda, in the end of Madhya Khanda, not in the end of Madhya Khanda part 1, which is chapter 7, we will see how another important person, which is Pundrik Vidyanidhi Prabhu, he enters Navadvipa. So like this, each personality are coming in. So in that way, Nityananda Prabhu has decided that it's time for me to go to Navadvip. And he comes to Navadvip and he hides himself in the house of Sri Nandanacharya. Nandanacharya was a great Mahabhagavat Vaishnava, associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and in his house, Sri Nityananda Prabhu was hiding. Now, Guaranga Mahaprabhu knew Nitai has come, my Nitai has come to Navadvipa, and was very happy. He revealed it to his devotees. Guaranga Mahaprabhu revealed it to all the devotees. One Mahabhagavat, great personality, has arrived in Navadvip. I want you to go and find him and bring him. So all the devotees of Mahaprabhu, they were all very happy and they all departed to different places to search. And they went to each and every house in Navadvip. They would knock on the door and they would, when the person would open, Hare Krishna, what do you want? Is a person called Nityananda, Mahabhagavata Vaishnava, did he come to your house? That they would say, no, there is no such person in our house. Then the devotees went to next house. Like this, all the associates of Mahaprabhu, they all went to different streets, searching in every house. Is Nityananda Prabhu there? Nityananda Prabhu there? After a point of time, every door they would knock, the person open. What do you want? Is Nityananda there? You are the third or fourth person coming and asking if is Nityananda there. How many times? Well, he is not there. He is not there. Devotees were practically searching in every house. Is he there? So when they were trying, in the end of the day, they came back to Gaurhari. They said, Gauranga Mahaprabhu asked, did you find? They said, no, nobody knows. This kind of a person has come to Navadvip only. He went to all the houses, Prabhu. It was indeed the work of Yoga Maya, of the Supreme Lord, that none of the devotees went to the house of Nandanacharya. So then, through this, Mahaprabhu teaches us that the Supreme Lord cannot be known by us seeking him or by us searching for him. The Lord always has to reveal himself. Unless the Lord reveal himself, no, we can never find the Lord. Only when he decides. Then Guaranga Mahaprabhu said, you all cannot find him. Only I know where he is. Come, let's go. So the next morning, Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu, he did Kirtan and took all the devotees straight to Sri Nandanacharya Bhavan, the house of Nandanacharya. Where is Nandanacharya Bhavan? For the devotees who have come to Mayapur, they will know that from Mayapur, if you go towards the Ganga Ghat, the ferry ghat from where all the boats depart to cross, it's called Hudur Ghat. On the way to that ghat, the first temple that comes, Gaudiya Math that comes, is the house of Nandanacharya. It's a very beautiful, peaceful temple. Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur identified that place. And because of his mercy, we know where is Nandanacharya's house. The place where Gaur Nitai met, there's a wonderful Gaudiya Math established there. And during Navati Mandal Parikrama, I visit that place, and all the great Vaishnava sannyasis who are present there, they all narrate this wonderful pastime. They enact the pastime, roll on the ground. It's a wonderful, wonderful day, that day in Navati Mandal Parikrama, when we visit the house of Nandanacharya. So I request all the devotees present here, please do visit Mayapur one day. And when you visit Mayapur Dham, it takes hardly half an hour to go to Nandanacharya Thakur's house from our ISKCON temple. So please do visit Nandanacharya's house where Sri Gaur Nitai met. So there Nityananda Prabhu was sitting, and Nityananda Prabhu heard the Kirtan. He was anticipating the Lord's arrival, and finally in front of Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu appeared. And Nityananda Prabhu is seeing his master. After 12 years of appearance, he's seeing his master in front of his eyes. Nityananda Prabhu's life is Guaranga Mahaprabhu. Gaura Sundar's life is Sri Nityananda Ram. They both met each other. They both shouted each other's name. Today morning, I was hearing, when I was preparing for the class, I was hearing one class of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj about this pastime, Nityananda and Guaranga meeting. And Maharaj was explaining how they both began to shout loudly each other's names. And Maharaj always encourages all the devotees to loudly chant Guaranga, Nityananda. And he was explaining, this is not only devotees chanting, even when the lords met each other. When Nityananda saw Gauranga's form in front of him, he began to chant out of loudly. He shouted, Gauranga, Gauranga. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he saw Nityananda Prabhu, he was shouting, Nityananda, Nityananda. And in great happiness, both of them embraced each other. Tightly embraced, and we have all read the wonderful ecstatic symptom that was happening over there. And hearing that, all the devotees were in great ecstasy. They were all, they had never seen such an ecstatic revelation happening in Navadvip. All the devotees were so happy to see Gauranga and Nityananda meet and rolling on the ground. And we saw how then Srivas Thakur, he will recite a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which further brings out the devotional qualities of Nityananda Prabhu. And then comes today's verse. So then after getting pacified, after all their excitement has come down, then both the lords, they speak to each other. And then so Guaranga Mahaprabhu in text 45, he asks Nityananda Prabhu, from which direction have you come? So when he asks that, in answer to that question, we begin from text 53. Nadiyai shuni bado hari sankirtan keho bole ethai janmilo narayan paditera trana bada shuni nadiyai shuniya ailu mui pataki ethai. Nityananda Prabhu is saying, I heard that in Nadia there is extensive congregational chanting of Lord Hari's glories. Someone said, Lord Narayan has taken birth there. I have also heard that sinful persons are delivered in Navadvip. Therefore, I, being most sinful, have come here. Nityananda Prabhu's first words when he meets Sri Gaur Sundar. Purport by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Nityananda said, I am afflicted with the burden of sinful activities. I have heard from people that Lord Narayan has taken birth in Navadvip, Shri Mayapur, and has inaugurated Hari Sankirtan. I am fallen, so I have come here to you with a desire for deliverance. Here we can see the extreme humility, such a wonderful display of humility by Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is saying, Mui pataki yathai. I heard that, so he says before these few verses, he says, I was in Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, when I was searching for Krishna, I couldn't find Krishna there. All the thrones and all the places in Vrindavan was empty. So people told me that Krishna is not here. Now Krishna has left Mathura Mandal, Braj Mandal, and he has appeared in Navadvip Mandal. And he is performing Sankirtan pastime there. So go there. So having heard that the Supreme Lord has come and is doing Harinam Sankirtan in Navadvip, I have come. Why have I come? Because I heard that the most sinful persons are being delivered in Navadvip. And I am one of the most sinful person, and I have therefore come here for deliverance. So what can we say? Everyone knows who is Nityananda Prabhu. Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, he has wonderfully described the truth of Nityananda Prabhu. And Srila Prabhupada has given a title for Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. He is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. He is not different from the Supreme Lord himself. Both are one and the same. And what is the only difference? He is the Servitor Godhead. He is the expansion of the Lord who serves the Lord. He is Supreme Lord who is only meant for serving the Lord. He appears as Lord's everything. Nityananda Prabhu serves Balram, serves Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu serves Guaranga Mahaprabhu in all forms. He serves Guaranga Mahaprabhu in the form of Guaranga Mahaprabhu's slipper, Guaranga Mahaprabhu's abode, Guaranga Mahaprabhu's umbrella, Guaranga Mahaprabhu's everything, Krishna's everything, the residence of the Lord, everything, the dress of the Lord, the garment of the Lord, everything is Nityananda Prabhu. And he is called Sesha. What is the meaning of Sesha? He is the ultimate end. He is the Sesh. He is the end of what? He is the end of servitude. No one can serve the Lord beyond what Nityananda Prabhu serves. Because practically everything, whatever the Lord wants, Nityananda Prabhu transforms himself as that. He is always there by the Lord's side, as the Lord's companion, as the Lord's friend, as the Lord's brother always. He is there as any object the Lord wants to enjoy. The Lord wants to wear a dress, the Lord wants his flute, the Lord wants to walk. Whatever the Lord does, practically everywhere, he is as a servant Godhead, he is serving the Lord. Such a personality. And we also know he is Ananta. He sustains the entire world on his head like a mustard seed. Such a powerful personality. He is sustaining the entire world. And he is telling the Lord here that I am the most sinful, and so I have come here seeking deliverance. Papi tapi jotachilo hariname uddharilo tarasakhi Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai are the most sinners, and they were delivered by Harinam. And who delivered them, giving them the Harinam? It was Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Nityananda Prabhu is the deliverer of all the most fallen and most sinful souls. And he is telling here that I am the most sinful person and I have come seeking for deliverance. Such is the humility of a true Vaishnava. Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhimana Shunya Nitai Nagare Bedai. Nityananda Prabhu, he is such a powerful personality. We cannot describe the How powerful he is. As Sankarshan, as Ananta, as Sesha, he sustains the Lord, he sustains the world, he is everything. He is the in charge of false ego as Sankarshan, which is controlling all the living entities in this world. He is everything. And the first expansion of the Lord, first prakasha or first expansion of the Lord is Balram. Such is Nityananda Prabhu. And that powerful person is speaking, is naturally so humble. This is not there is no need for Nityananda Prabhu to say this. But his natural humility, his natural quality is like this. He's akroda. He cannot be made angry. He's always happy. Akroda, Paramananda, Nityananda Rai, Abhimana Shunya. He is free from false ego. He doesn't have any pride. He doesn't have any hesitance to go and beg at every person's feet, please take to the holy name. Because in his mind, in his heart, he always feels he's the most insignificant. This is an quality we find in all genuine Vaishnavas. In all Vaishnavas, even Srimati Radharani. Actually, recently when Jayapatak Maharaj came to Mayapur and he was giving a lecture in his rooftop, he was explaining. One question had come to Maharaj that, oh Gurudev, I feel so ashamed that even though after practicing for so many years, I'm unable to be perfect in anything. So in response, immediately, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj said that perfect? Anyone here thinks they're perfect in anything? Even Srimati Radharani, after serving the Lord for so many years, she never considers herself perfect in anything. I am not perfect in anything. How can you think of becoming perfect? So a Vaishnava never thinks he's perfect in anything. Srimati Radharani, she is thinking, how much more can I improve? There is so much for me to improve. What I'm doing in Krishna's service is very insignificant. That is a quality, that is the mentality of a Vaishnava. And that is Nityananda Prabhu showing here. Imagine Nityananda Prabhu saying, I am most sinful. He is the deliverer of all the most sinful people. He is the only shelter for the most sinful people. He is the only shelter of the people of Kali Yuga, like us, like me, who is very hypocritic. The people of Kali Yuga have tendency of duplicity, hypocrisy, very, very offensive nature. My nature, I personally can say, is very natural, very easy to blaspheme another person. The whole atmosphere is very conducive for that. For people like this who are hardcore, we see the gross material world today, how it is progressing, how the world is progressing today. For simple issues, people fight. People are filled with so much ego. There is so many issues over petty things. And at large scale, all the four regulative principles are being broken in a very large scale. And one who breaks the four regulative principles is generally glorified in Kali Yuga as a great man, considered a great man. So at such a very horrible situation, we can see Nityananda Prabhu, he doesn't consider anyone unqualified. He always feels, everyone in Kali Yuga is qualified to receive Gaura Prem. And he's going and begging, no matter how sinful a person be, Jagai and Madai, they were breaking the four regulative principles. And they were very proud. They were not even receptive, not even a tinge to even hear Nityananda Prabhu what he said. Still, such kind of people also, Nityananda Prabhu, he delivered. So Nitai is the only shelter for the people of Kali Yuga. For people of Kali Yuga, for the most fallen people, this is the most fallen age, and the most fallen people are put into this age. And for them, for us, Nityananda Prabhu is the only shelter. And he is here exemplifying himself, saying, I am most sinful and I have come here to be delivered by Sri Gaura Sundar. This is even Srimati Kunti Maharani says, Janmeshwari Shudashri Vedamana Madhakumar Naivar Hati Abhidatum Vai Tvamakinjana Gochara. If we are even having a tinge of pride of anything, of our birth, of any kind of wealth we possess, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, anything we have, even if we are proud, saying very proudly, I'm the most fallen high, then we go and meet a very senior devotee. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I am the most fallen person. Please accept my fallen humble obeisances. Sometimes we kind of take pride in saying that we are fallen also. That becomes a very proud statement of us sometimes. So any amount of tinge of pride also, we cannot get the simplicity in our heart in which the holy name will reside. We cannot utter the name of the Lord, the holy names of the Lord with little bit emotion. That emotion, that love for the Lord will not come unless we don't have even a tinge of ego or pride. We should have the utter humility. It is not that I have this, I don't have it at all, but these are the lessons that Nityananda Prabhu is teaching us, that we should try to follow in, we should follow in our, not try, we should follow in our life to attain the holy name of the Lord. Nityananda Prabhu is practically showing this. Because of his having these qualities only, he is able to open the marketplace of holy name. Nityananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bodo Shukher Khabar Gai, Bodo Majar Katata. Oh people of Kali Yuga, come, I have a great good news. Bodo Shukher Khabar, Bodo Majar Katha. You know what is it? Surabhi Kunjete, Namer Hat Kuleche Kod Nitai. My Nityananda Prabhu, he has opened a shop, a big, not a shop, a marketplace. And you know what is he selling? He's selling Harinam. Nityananda Prabhu has that power. He has Guaranga Mahaprabhu's love. Guaranga Mahaprabhu is with Nityananda Prabhu. If he wants, he can give it to anyone. And he wants to give it to everyone also. He has opened a marketplace and is telling, come, please take. Just give little bit faith and take Guaranga Mahaprabhu with you. Says, so Bhakti Thakur says like that. So Nityananda Prabhu, because of his wonderful Vaishnava qualities, he possesses Harinam. He possesses Guaranga Mahaprabhu. He possesses Krishna Prem, and he can give it to everyone. And he says that I have come here because I heard Mahaprabhu has started the Hari Sankirtan movement. He has inaugurated the Harinam. In fact, it was Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Harinam. But this Harinam movement was spread through every village, to every town, to every house in Nadia by Nityananda Prabhu only. Mahaprabhu told, Shuna Nityananda, Shuna Haridas, Sarvatra Amaragya Karaha Prachar. Ghare giye giya, Bola Amar Upadesh. What is Mahaprabhu's Upadesh? Bola Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kora Krishna Siksha. So, by order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was Nityananda and Haridas who went to each and every door of the Nadia district of the Navadvip and requested everyone to chant the holy name. They did the mass spreading of the holy name. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he went to Puri, it was Nityananda Prabhu who, with all his associates, he would have a traveling Sankirtan party, and he would go village to village, district to district, preaching the holy name of the Lord. And his consort Janava Mata, she continued his legacy. So Mahaprabhu inaugurated, but the preacher of Nam Sankirtan was Shri Nityananda Prabhu. If we get time in the end of this class, I have taken one bhajan that I wanted to sing. I wanted to share with all of you. Lochandas Thakur. In that he says, there was a ocean. There was a great ocean of love in Golok Vrindavan, and that was covered by a dam. And Nityananda Prabhu, he has come and he has cut open the dam. And when the dam is cut open, or the dam is broken, how the ocean will flow out. Like that, Nityananda Prabhu has cut the dam and he has brought a great flood of holy name, a great flood of Krishna Prem, of Gaura Prem, and he's flooding everyone. So that was Nityananda Prabhu. That is Nityananda Prabhu. So that Nityananda Prabhu, he gives this reason. From where did you come? I was in Vrindavan and I heard that Guaranga Mahaprabhu has appeared in Navadvip and he is doing Harinam Prachar. So I have come seeking deliverance. So this Nityananda Prabhu says. Then Now, when Nityananda Prabhu is saying this, let's see what Guaranga Mahaprabhu says. Prabhu bole, amar shakal bhagyavan, tumi heno bhaktera hoila upasthan. Aji krita kritya hena manila amar, dekhi laje tomar ananda varidhar. The Lord said, we are all fortunate to have a great devotee like you among us. We consider that today our lives have become successful, for we have seen your flowing tears of love. The Lord, purport by Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Lord replied, today we are most fortunate. Our lives have become successful by the arrival of a servant of the Lord like you, and by seeing your tears of love. The word upasthan means presence or come near. So when Nityananda Prabhu said like this, the Lord said, you are saying like this, but actually we all, Lord himself, Supreme Ascent of Godhead himself, who is the husband of the goddess of fortune. He says, it is my fortune and the fortune of all devotees here that we have attained your association. This is an example of both these verses that we read just now. This is an example of the dealing, the Adan Pradan, the dealings between that should be there in the Vaishnava community. The devotees, they speak with humility, and the other devotees, they glorify each other. Such is the rich culture of our Vaishnava community. This is how Vaishnava community should be. When there is any time a get together of few Vaishnavas, two Vaishnavas, they should glorify each other and taking themselves a meek and humble position, glorify the other Vaishnava, glorify different personalities, glorify the Lord and discuss Krishna Katha. This is what we see is exemplified by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates at all times. Srivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya meet, they discuss Krishna Katha, they discuss Gaura Katha. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees have a Sankirtan get together, Kirtan at Srivas Angan, they roll on the ground, take each other's dust on their head and glorify each other, glorify the Lord all together. This is how Vaishnavas, they deal with each other. So the Lord and Nityananda was speaking and other devotees. Text 57. Hashiya Murari bole tomar Uhataya bhuji kichu amar shabar. Murari smiled and said, you understand each other, but we do not understand anything you are saying. Murari smiled and said, purport, the conversation that took place between Gaura and Nityananda only they could understand. None of us could enter into those topics. The phrase Amar Shabar means all of us. So, this is especially when it comes to the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, the dealings between Guaranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, the dealings between Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya and other associates. Many times Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes are very bewildering, very unique and very difficult to understand. Like for example, we find the pastime of Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. Often when there is a prasadam get together, when prasadam being served, both of them fight and the words they speak is very, very funny, very, very bewildering. But that is why it is said here that it is very difficult to understand. It is not possible for devotees like Murari Gupta. It is not possible what to talk about us to understand fully the dealings between Gaur Nitai, Advaita and Nitai. Nityananda Prabhu's dealings are very different. That is why he is called Avadhut Goshai. Avadhut, which means his activities are like this in the stage of Paramahamsa and they are non-questionable, whatever he does. In fact, there was a pastime, beautiful pastime. Nityananda Prabhu, he was residing in the house of Srivas Thakur. And he was just like the son of Srivas Thakur and his wife Manali Devi. So he would always stay in their home. And Nityananda Prabhu would do very, very funny things. When he was preaching with Haridas Thakur in the Ganga, which was flowing, then there was crocodiles. And one day Haridas Thakur in the evening, he came and they were reporting their preaching report. They were giving their preaching report to Guaranga Mahaprabhu. And Haridas Thakur is telling that, oh my Lord Guaranga, do you know, it's very difficult to go with Nityananda outside. I am a old, Haridas Thakur is very elderly in comparison to Nityananda Prabhu. He said, I am so old. And Nityananda keeps running here and there and he does all funny stuff. He jumps into the water and he is riding on the back of crocodile. He is trying to catch the crocodiles. And I am holding my life here looking at what Nityananda is doing. It's very difficult. And he goes and he simply pulls pranks with the women and they come running and chastising and he runs away because he's very young. And they all come and catch me, an old man. You are his accomplice. What are you doing here like that? So it's so difficult to go with Nityananda like that. Actually, Haridas Thakur is enjoying all the pastimes of Nityananda, but he's coming and complaining to Guaranga Mahaprabhu. So like that, this kind of pastime Nityananda Prabhu would do, so that one day Mahaprabhu asked Srivas Thakur, Srivas, in your home, this Nityananda is staying. First of all, we do not know from where Nityananda came. He suddenly came one day to Navadvip and he is staying in your home. You do not know if you belong to a good Brahmana family. We do not know whether this Nityananda comes from a Brahmana family. What is he? Who is he? His activities are so odd and so awkward. I don't think it is right for a Brahmana like you, with having a big family, to keep Nityananda in your house. No? So don't keep him. So when Srivas Thakur heard these words from Gaur Hari, Srivas Thakur understood. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is simply testing him. And Srivas Thakur, he said, oh my dear Lord, even if the whole world says Nityananda is not a pure person, he is an impure person. Or even if the world says, even if I see with my own eyes Nityananda coming out from a liquor shop, still I will never doubt Nityananda. Still I know that Nityananda is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. He is the crest jewel among Brahmanas. He is the Supreme Lord himself. I'll always keep him in my home. So when Guaranga Mahaprabhu heard this, he was so happy with Srivas Thakur. So Nityananda Prabhu's activities can never be understood, but he is non-questionable. Or he is the abode of mercy. He is the abode of compassion. He is the abode of love for Guaranga. And all his activities are on the level of Paramahamsa. And sometimes sometimes he does activities to teach example. We can take lessons from him. Sometimes the activities are ununderstandable and they're simply sweet and beautiful to hear about. Now, Murari Gupta said, Srivas Thakur, all the devotees are commenting, looking at this beautiful dealing between Gaura and Nityananda. Srivas bole na uha amara ki puji, Madhava Shankara jena dohe doha puji. Srivas said, what can we understand of that? It is like Madhava and Shankara worshipping each other. Purport. Srivas said, we are unable to understand their, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda's conversation. This present situation is similar to when Hari and Hara formerly bewildered people by worshipping each other. So Madhava and Shankara means Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. Hari and Hara means Vishnu and Lord Shiva. So it is just like both of them worshipping each other. It's always a constant issue going on since age-old days. Is Shiva greater or Vishnu greater? So it's very difficult to ascertain the dealing between both of them. Lord Shiva is the supreme devotee. Is the Lord Shiva is neither a jiva, is not the supreme Lord. Very special category, and it's very difficult for people in general to understand the dealings between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, and unnecessarily they argue who is greater. So here Sriva says it is very difficult. It is just like those, like Madhava and Shankara, like Vishnu and Shiva worshipping each other. It simply bewilders everyone. Gadhadhara bole bhalo bolila pandita, Shei buji jena Rama Lakshmana charita. Gadhadhar said, "Oh Pandit, whatever you have said is correct. I think their characteristics resemble those of Rama and Lakshmana." Purport. Gadadhar said Srivas Pandit has spoken the truth. I think these sentiments are also similar to those aroused when Rama and Lakshmana met each other. So Gadadhar Pandit says it is just like Rama and Lakshmana, like Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana. So in the pastime of Lord Ramachandra, we find how Lakshman was always by the side of the Lord. Whatever trouble may come, he perfectly followed the duty of a younger brother. In the role of a younger brother, he perfectly served the Lord. He was always by the Lord at every situation. This is a very beautiful, very beautiful character of Nityananda Prabhu, of Balaram, of him in all incarnations, in all aspects, as Balaram, as Ananta, as Sesha, as Nityananda, as Lakshman. He's always very selfless in his service to the Lord. Never ever thinks, what about me? What about my likes and dislikes? That we never see in him. As Balaram, he was always with the Lord since his childhood, and always in all these different incarnations, we find that he always assists the Lord according to the Lord's mood and mission. Not what he wants to do, not my mood and mission, not the servant's mood and mission, but the servant's mode and mission is always to be hand in hand with the master's mode and mission. What was the mood when Lord Ramachandra appeared? Lord Ramachandra's mode and mission was Maryada Purushottam. To set the perfect example as a king, as a husband, as a father, as a brother, as a son, for the rest of eternity. Rama, always people have great reverence for Lord Ram, Maryada. He's perfect in all dealings. He is perfect. And Lakshman, as his brother, in his dealing, is always perfect. The way he dealt with Sita Devi, the way he dealt with different situations in his life, with his wife, with his mother, with his service to his brother, his core aim was to serve his brother very nicely. And his brother's mood, he accepted, and he perfectly served the Lord accordingly. Always by the side of the Lord. Selfless. Lakshman did not like Lord Ramachandra sleeping in the floor. First of all, he did not like the Lord going in exile only. He said, why should we go on exile? Let's fight for the right. But when the Lord said no, he didn't argue further. He perfectly followed the rule of a younger brother. Because that pastime is for, if Lakshman had argued and fought for the Lord, for the good of the Lord only, for the Lord to be happy, to enjoy the kingly facilities, not to suffer in the forest. So for the pleasure of the master only, if he had fought and he had changed, but that would not be serving the mission of the Lord. The mission of the Lord was, in the form of Ramachandra, was to set example, to be the best son, to be the ideal son, the ideal husband, Maryada Purushottam. So even though he was not happy with the Lord going in exile, he was pained. Lakshman was very pained to see Lord Ram suffering, the thorns pricking his feet when he's walking in the forest, losing his wife and crying piteously. Lakshman was going through every single sorrow that Lord Ram underwent. Many more times Lakshman was feeling bad. But he couldn't argue because he was serving the mood and mission of being an ideal younger brother. Perfectly he served the Lord's mood. When the Lord appeared as Krishna and Balaram, when Krishna appeared and Nitai came as Lord Balram, that time also he was the elder brother. He took right over the Lord wherever needed, but always he was a servant of the Lord only. Even though he was a elder brother, he can order the Lord, but still he was actually always serving the Lord only. Very beautiful to see this combination of this quality, no? Whichever form he is, elder brother, younger brother, master, servant, but he never forgets that he is servant of the Lord. That role is always static, and that changes with the mood and the role he is playing. The underlying is, I am a servant. He will serve the Lord in every way, but his way of serving will change based on the mood of the Lord, the mission of the Lord, his role in that pastime. How, as Balaram, he assisted the Lord in all pastimes. He assisted the Lord accordingly when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini. He was there when Krishna came. he was there to protect his younger brother. As a very wonderful elder brother, he was there and he fought with the army, allowing Rukmini and Krishna to escape. And when he was so angry with Rukmini, he was ready to kill Rukmini. But because Krishna's wife Rukmini said, he spared the life of Rukmini. So like that, Balaram always served as the servant of Krishna, even though he was Krishna's elder brother. Even though he was his elder brother. And in the mood of, in the pastime of Sri Gaurhari and Nityananda, Guaranga Mahaprabhu's mood was, what was the mood and mission of Guaranga Mahaprabhu? His mood and mission was to spread the Harinam, to inundate the whole world with the holy names, to inundate the whole world with Krishna Prem. And at his own cost, at Nityananda Prabhu's own cost of missing the physical association of Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu, he fulfilled this mood and mission. In all the pastimes, we see how Balaram, Lakshman, they were always with Krishna, with Lord Ram. They never separated. He always got the association, the chance to associate with the Lord, never separate from him. But in Guaranga Mahaprabhu's pastime, one step further, he was bereft of the Lord's association. First 12 years, he did not have Mahaprabhu association. He came only to Navadvip after 12 years. After quite some years, not 12 years. After quite some years, he came to Navadvip. And 24 years, Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu did pastime in Navadvip Dham. After this 24 years, Nityananda Prabhu joined only midway. So he was there for a few years with Guaranga Mahaprabhu. He did not see the childhood pastime or the scholastic pastime or the wedding of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he went to Puri. Then also Nityananda Prabhu joined Mahaprabhu. He was with Mahaprabhu always. But just he would come back every year. He would go with the devotees to associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he came for 2 years consecutively, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh Nityananda, why are you coming year after year to be with me? I am in Puri. I am stuck because my mother has ordered me to be in Puri. But since I am in Puri, who will spread holy name and Krishna Prem in Gaudadesh, in Bengal, Orissa, those areas all over? So don't come here to spend time with me, but follow my order and go and preach." And after that, Nityananda Prabhu, year after year, he would not go to meet Mahaprabhu. He was present in Gauramandala Bhumi, preaching extensively, traveling and preaching, village preaching. He opened the Namhatta in Godinavadvip, in Navadvip Dham in Godinavadvip. He opened Namhatta preaching, and then he went district to district, and he had his wonderful associates, the cowherd boys of Vrindavan. They appeared as Nityananda Prabhu's associates, and they were all just in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. Same mood, just preach, non-stop preaching and giving holy name to one and all they see. And just like Nityananda Prabhu was an Avaduta, he would do all kind of miracles. Like that, even his followers, headed by Abhiram Thakur, Uddaran Datta, Gauridas Pandit, all these 12 cowherd boys, they appeared as 12 associates, and they were full on preaching in Gauramandala Bhumi. So Nityananda Prabhu's personal desire is to always stay by Guaranga Mahaprabhu's side. But at giving up that desire, he fulfilled the mission of the Lord. So always Nityananda Prabhu has this selfless service. He doesn't see what he wants, but he always sees what his master wants, what the Lord wants. And Guaranga Mahaprabhu is also very affectionate to Nityananda Prabhu. Whenever Nityananda Prabhu would want, not when he would want, but when Nityananda Prabhu would think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord would appear in front of him. In Panihati festival also we see that happening. When Nityananda Prabhu called and he wanted to offer the chip rice of Raghunath Das to Guaranga Mahaprabhu, he came there. He was in Puri. Simultaneously, he appeared in Panihati and he ate the chip rice. So Guaranga Mahaprabhu was very affectionate and he would come. But at all times, he did not stay with the Lord in Puri, but he followed the Lord's order to fulfill his mode and mission to preach. And he began to preach in Gauramandala. And today, when we go to the holy places of Gauramandala Bhumi, Almost every place is a place of pastime place of Nityananda Prabhu only. The whole West Bengal is anointed with the lotus footprint of Nityananda Prabhu. Not just the 9 islands, Navadvip Dham, Mayapur Dham, but outside also the whole West Bengal, different districts, they are all blessed with Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. Others, let's hear what they say. Keho bole dui jana, jana dui kam. Keho bole dui jana, jana Krishna Ram. Some person said, both Gaura and Nityananda are just like Kamadev. Someone said, these two are just like two cupids. Someone else said, these two are like Krishna and Balaram. Purport. Some person said, both Gaura and Nityananda are just like Kamadev. They are the basis of all beauty and qualities of this world. Others said, these two are Krishna and Balaram. So, the Navadvip Vasis, they had the most fortunate part of their life when Nityananda Prabhu came. Because all these days, they would see Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu performing Sankirtan in the street and going. That itself was a very beautiful sight to behold. Sri Guaranga Mahaprabhu, 6 feet tall, golden complexion person, having eyes like lotus petals extending up to ears, having always a very smiling face, having dark black curly hair oiled nicely up to his shoulders, his dress, his yellow dhoti tucked in 3 places and dressed and tied in a very artistic way like a dancer. To see that person, to see Guaranga Mahaprabhu dancing in the streets, it was such a beautiful sight. And now onwards, they have 2 persons to behold. They have two Guaranga Mahaprabhu. Guaranga and Nityananda look exactly same. Just that he wears yellow dress and Nityananda wears blue dress. Guaranga Mahaprabhu's complexion is molten gold. Nitai's complexion is copper mixed with molten gold. Little bit reddish, tinge of redness is there. Except for that, it actually looks like 2 Guaranga Mahaprabhu are dancing. So before Navadvip Vasis, they got to see 1 Guaranga Mahaprabhu dancing and going with the Sankirtan party. From today, they have 2 personalities, so beautiful, 2 wonderful personalities, 2 Kamadev, 2 cupids walking on the street, dancing on the street and chanting the holy names with all the devotees. Keho bole ami kichu vishesha na jani, Krishna kole jeno shesha aila apani. Someone said, I don't know so much, but it appears that Lord Sesha is lying on the lap of Krishna. Purport, some others said, I cannot understand much, but I think that Sesha has personally taken shelter of Krishna's lap. Keho bole dui sakha jana Krishna Arjuna, Shei mata dekhilam sneha paripurna. Someone said, they are just like 2 friends, Krishna and Arjuna, because they are filled with such affection. So this the devotees say, some of them, some devotees felt that Lord Nityananda shared so much affection, just like Krishna and Arjuna had a great affection as friends. They are very close friends. Arjuna is given as the example in the Navavida Bhakti. One of the Vida Bhakti is Sakhyam, and primary example of Sakhyam is Arjuna. He serves the Lord in that friendship, in the mood of friendship. So Krishna and Arjuna, they are considered the best friends. So the friendship, the affection that was manifested by Guaranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, it appeared like that deep friendship like Krishna and Arjuna. Keho bole dui jane bada porichoy, kichui na buji shabad thare thore kai. Someone else said, it seems they are well known to each other. I cannot understand anything. They speak through gestures. So only Guaranga Mahaprabhu can fully understand Nityananda, and only Nityananda can fully understand Guaranga Mahaprabhu. Nobody else can fully understand them. We can only understand them to the extent they reveal themselves. Aimato Harishe Sakala Bhaktagan Nityananda Darshane Karina Kathan. In this way, all the devotees happily discuss the Lord's meeting with Nityananda. So the devotees when they meet, they would always discuss the pastimes of Krishna, the pastimes of Guaranga Mahaprabhu, Sankirtan. Now they have one more pastime to discuss. The hot news of Navadvip was the meeting of Guaranga and Nityananda. So this is what the devotees began to discuss now onwards. Whenever they would meet, they would always discuss because it was such a scene. Imagine Guaranga and Nityananda, the two most powerful personalities of the world. Supreme personalities both are. Supreme personality of Godhead. They both meeting each other. They are the most beautiful personalities of the world. They are the most merciful personalities of the world. They love each other the most. When two such kind of personalities meet, what a situation it would have been. And Vrindavan Das Thakur has, to his best effort, described that in the past chapter and this chapter. And we are so fortunate that we are also able to relish that even though it happened 530 years ago, we were not there at that time. But by the mercy of Vrindavan Das Thakur and by the mercy of all the Acharyas, we are able to know those past and we are able to understand, we are able to get a glimpse of how it would have been then. Even though we cannot fully feel that moment, but by their mercy to great extent, he is able to transport us to that past time. So, a very, very thankful, very, very grateful to Thakur Vrindavan Das, to all the Vaishnava Acharyas, to Srila Prabhupada, to all the devotees, without whose mercy we could not have known the glories of Sri Guaranga Nityananda. Hereafter, in the coming parts in Madhya Khanda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to reveal the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So more and more Nityananda Katha is coming on the way. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mathaji. You wanted to sing the bhajan, right? Are you singing, Mathaji?
I think time is up now, Mathaji.
That's okay, Mathaji. You can sing the bhajan. You selected, right? Yes, Mathaji.
So this bhajan describes how Nityananda Prabhu is preaching. How Nityananda Prabhu is spreading the holy name. Nitai guna mani amar, Nitai guna mani, Aniya premera vanna, Bhashailo avani, Premera vanna laya. Nitayaya Gaura Deshe Dobilo Bhakata Gana Dinahina Bhashe Dinahina Patita Pamarnahi Bache Brahmara Durlabha Prema Shabakare Jate Abadha Karuna Sindhu Nitai Katiya Mohana Ghare Ghare Bole Prema Ami Arabana Lotan Bole Mor Nitai Jevana Bhajilo Janiya Shuniya She Atma Dhati Hoilo Nitai Guna Mani Amar Nitai Guna Mani Aniya Premera Vanna Shailo Avari. Lochana Thakur has written this song. Nitai Gunamani Amar. Look at the possessiveness of Lochana Thakur. My Lord Nityananda. Amar means mine. Nitai Gunamani. Gunamani means jewel of all virtues. Nitai Gunamani Amar Nitai Gunamani. Aniya Premera Bonna. He has brought a flood of love and he has flooded the whole world. Premera Bonna Loya Nitai Aila Gauda Desha. He brought this flood to Gauda Desh, Bengal. Dubilo Bhakta Gana Dina Hina Bhashe. When there's a flood, generally what do we try to do? We want to survive. We want to not drown. We want to float. But the fallen non-devotees here in this flood, which is of Krishna Prem, which Nityananda has brought, the fortunate devotees, they drown. They get the fortune to drown and inundate themselves. And the fallen non-devotees, they do not drown, but they float on the ocean. They're unable to get drowned. Dina hina patita pamara nahi bache. Nityananda Prabhu does not discriminate. So Dina hina patita, the fallen, the wretched, the lowest, they cannot escape. Brahmara durlabha prema sabakare jache. Nityananda Prabhu is giving Brahmara durlabha prema, that prema which is even difficult for Lord Brahma to attain, that he is giving by force to Dina hina patita pamara, to the fallen wretched people who don't even want it. Abadha karuna sindhu nitai katiya mohan. So this ocean of mercy was sealed. Okay, abadha, it was badha. And Nitai has cut a channel in its boundary and he is allowing it to flood. Karuna Sindhu, he is the most merciful person. Nitai Katiya Mohan, Ghare Ghare Bule Prema Amiyara Van. And he allowed this flood, this splash, and go into each and every house. Then Lochana Thakur says, More Nita Jebana Bhajilo. He who does not worship my Nitai, what does he do? Janiya Shuniya Shei Atmaghati Koilo. If he doesn't follow Nityananda's instructions, if he does not worship Nityananda, then he knowingly commits suicide, wasting his own life. He is committing suicide. This is a very beautiful song, Lochana Thakur, simple Bengali language that describes the wonderful way of how Nityananda was preaching in Gauda Mandala Bhumi. Thank you, Mathaji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sing, even though it went beyond time.
Thank you, Mathaji, for singing about Lord Nityananda. It is very nice to hear bhajan because we are hearing his glories. Bhajan is very nice. Thank you, Mathaji, for such a beautiful class. And you have summarized from the beginning of the chapter till today's verse, and you have given today's verse. And so beautiful, Mathaji, nectar. And especially you are talking from Guru Maharaj lecture, how Guru Maharaj was saying that how Nityananda is calling out Lord Guaranga name, and Guaranga is calling out Lord Nityananda's name. And calling their names will take out from all the life, means all our problems are gone. We are liberated just by calling the names. Very, very nice, Mathaji. I also heard that Guru Maharaj lecture, and when you are sharing that, I was able to recollect Guru Maharaj words very clearly, Mathaji. Thank you so much for such a nectarian class as usual. We have Sukaka Krishna Prabhuji who wants to share his realizations. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Vinita Mathaji, Dada Pranam. Antaranga Madhya, I still remember the day you were born in Shamadesh in Sharjah. Your father told your name is Anjana. I told your name should be Radhika. And then from that time, I knew that you are going to become a very, very exalted Vaishnava. And your father proceeded to Mayapur and you were with Guru Maharaj. So when you told today, really tears came on my eyes. You gave this good summary, and Nityananda really brought so close to the heart. Thank you so much. All the best. Good luck. And Radhe Krishna Matyas.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we have a chat comments. Yeah, Mathaji, please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji, it was the same chat comment. You can read that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Antra. Mataji.
So Priti Vilasni Mataji is saying thank you for the wonderful class, Antaranga Mataji. It was so beautiful when you were glorifying Lord Nityananda. Thank you so much again. Hare Krishna. It is so nice, Mataji, to hear from you. And always when you come, you'll never forget us to call to Mayapur. You keep on calling us, Mataji. If Krishna is not listening to us that we want to come to Mayapur, he's not taking us, he's not bringing there. But you are calling every time and he will listen to us. Yeah.
We'll surely pray, Mataji. I'll surely pray. All of you should come to Mayapur.
Lalitangi Mataji, you want to speak? She was on video. She was listening to the class.
Yeah, wonderful class, Mataji. Very, very nice. I mean, the summary of the whole thing and the song. And when it comes from a Mayapur Damvasi, it really touches the heart. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Is there anybody having any more realizations or questions for Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Go ahead, Radha.
Go ahead.
Komadiki Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. Please accept my humble obeisances. It's very, very nice, beautiful class. And you sang to Bengali accent. It's very beautiful. Thank you.
You asked for Nityananda song, right, Komadiki Mataji? Antaranga Mataji has sang for you.
Yes, I have the song.
Okay, very nice. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mataji, for your sweet association, Komadiki Mataji. Yeah, Varunda Gopika Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji. You were speaking.
हरे कृष्ण अंतरंग राधिका माता जी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम शिल प्रभुपाद शिल गुरुराम की गुरुदेव की जय गोपीनाथ की जय माता जी whenever you come for class माता जी you take us in Siddham Mayapur Dham and explain about Jai Pataka Maharaj and Shri Nityananda Sri Guaranga, so deep devotional class. And माता जी there is a every sing Vaishnav song every time because there is a cake के ऊपर cream था माता जी बहुत रियलाइजेशन है आप में, बहुत डीप डिवोशनल है, तो ही आप इतनी अच्छी तरह से हमें एक्सप्लेन कर पाते हो. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम डियर गोपी शिल अंतरंग राधिका गोपी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम. प्लीज प्रे फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस दैट वी विल क्वालिफाई टू एंटर श्रीधाम वृंदावन धाम श्री मायापुर धाम एंड श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम. Hari Hari Gauranga Koti Koti Dandat Pranam dear Gopi. Preparing laddu for Shri Jagannath and those who are going for Bhakti Vriksha for Shri Bhagavad Gita distribute. I am not ever qualified to go there, so preparing prasad for all of them. So all your purity came in laddu. Those who are going for Shri Bhagavad Gita distribution, Mataji Koti Koti Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Nityananda, Jai
I have no purity. I know myself very much. I have no purity, but you have a very pure heart. You could, I'm happy I could serve you with Nityananda Prabhu's glories. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Again, we have Sukaka Krishna Prabhu raised hand. Sukaka
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Mataji. Mataji, because this akroda, this song comes to my mind. If you don't mind, I'll just sing in 1 minute that song. Nityananda
Yes,
Prabhu glorification.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhimana Shunya Nitai Nagare Berai Adhama Patita Jivet Dware Dware Giya Harinama Maha Mantra Denu Belaiya Jare Dekhe Tare Kohe दाते त्रिना धोरी हमारे की नियालो भज गौर हरि ऐतो बोली नित्यानंदा भूमे गोदी जाय सोनारा पर्वत जनो धूला तेलो थाय हेनो अवतारे जार रतीना जन्मीलो लोचन बोले पापी एलो आर गेलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nityananda Ram ki jai ho. Thank you. Sorry, I wasted your time. Sorry.
It's not waste, Prabhuji. You are glorifying Lord Nityananda. We all
Thank
are.
you, Prabhuji. Koti
Thank you,
koti
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Anita Mathaji raised her hand. Anita Mathaji, please go ahead with your question. Anita Mathaji? You can't unmute. Anita Mathaji, can you hear? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Antaranga Tulasi Mataji. After a long time, I think I'm coming on your call. So it was very, very nice. Actually, each time when you come, you just give a recap of the whole session so that I don't forget. It's for me. I feel personally it's for me that you're doing because I really forget everything very soon. So thank you so much for that. And today when you were explaining, it was like I'm seeing that visually how Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are conversing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Nityananda Prabhu has come. All of you come. He will give the Harinam. He and Haridas will give the Harinam. So that was like, I was really visualizing that. It was very nice, Mataji, to imagine, to get that mood. Thank you so much, Mataji, for setting the mood. Haribol.
Thank you so much, Mathaji. The mood is set by Vrindavan Das Thakur by his very, very detailed, beautiful description. Very, very fortunate to read Chaitanya Bhagavath.
Thank you, Mataji. Once again, I see no raised hands, and so we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Mataji. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitana pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
namo
Namo
namaha.
Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Yeah. Her
Jai.
Grace Antaranga Tulasi Mataji ki jai.
Jai
Thank you.
ho.
Assembled devotees ki jai. Thank you,
Jai.
everyone.
Thank you,
for joining.
Antarang Tulsi
Khanda
Mataji.
Gopika Mataji, please send us also laddus to Dubai.
Ha. Yes, my child. Gopinath ki jai ho.
Hare Krishna.
Gauranga.
Mataji is ready to
Nityananda.
cook for all of
Nityananda.
us. Hari bol. Hare
Nityananda.
Krishna, dear
Gauranga.
devotees.
Gauranga.
Thank you for
Nityananda.
joining.